something in the bowels. Look at this.
And I'm very excited.
It's a Super Nintendo.
This is my childhood.
Dude, this is literally my childhood.
Yep.
I brought this because I wanted to play some Donkey Kong Country 2 after reading Rel's blog on the Cerdo.
Yep.
But enough about that for now. Let's dive into this game. It's going to be, well, the match we just saw. Well, the team we just saw. It's the westernWolves versus none other than the Dragons. The Dragons should be very warmed up for this, especially versus that match versus Epsilon earlier on.
Yep, and so they are. They've actually just caught a flag in about 45 seconds.
That is a very impressive work.
Yep, so going straight into this game fighting. westernWolves just coming out of a 3-0 defeat against Apex, who haven't dropped a single map in this tournament yet.
No, absolutely not. I've gone through the statistics every single time. Apex have played 12 maps, which is 4 games, have dropped 0. 0 maps of that. I'm looking at my win rate, I'm looking at my average win ratio, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100% on every single count.
They cannot be beaten, it would seem. They're like a machine. They are the Terminator of Call of Duty. That is what they are.
Well, let's see whether or not one of these teams are going to be the, well, the John Connor of Call of Duty.
That was good, I like that. Okay, well, we're watching westernWolves for this first side. 3 minutes, 26 left on the clock, and they are 1 flag down. Black doing the defensive work, as expected. It's going to be Daredevil with the aggressive pushes, and Toby usually supports him. I think Mac stays back a little bit more than Toby.
For the uninitiated, westernWolves are Daredevil, Toby, Black, and Mac, while the Fariko Dragons are Monks, Excellence, Torres, and Tier 1. Tier 1 has already got himself a warning on his pants for being a little bit too loud, or at least being a little bit too aggressive, versus, I believe it was Epsilon, which was followed up by a warning on Epsilon for being a little bit too aggressive towards the Dragons, which is rather interesting.
And I think as well, it may have been a separate issue when he was playing PMP. I think he was warned again.
Yes,
because he wasn't too happy with the Italians, it would seem.
No, it's we work at a 3 strikes system here at Reflex, so that's definitely interesting. Let's see what kind of setup we have. Black is setting up to get some support here on a possible flag runner who will be coming down from mid. They need to clean out this flag site. And there's a lot of opportunity here. Ooh, there's another one there. Black will need to fall back until the... Yes, Daredevil has to pick up. This should be a flag run.
There we go. Daredevil with the 2-piece. Torres is left alone. It's actually Black who's gone right up onto the flag. He's going to make the kill against Torres. That will have temporarily been 4 down.
They need to get support. They need to run it out. He's got Slay of Hand Prof and an ACR, so he's going to be a little bit slower. This is going to give the SMGs from the Dragons a bit of opportunity here. Oh dear, that's Daredevil just in time. Actually taking T1 out with a flash, but Monks comes out of nowhere and uses this MP7 to maximum potential, takes down the flag runner and runs it back home.
Yeah, Monk's doing incredibly well there to actually prevent any sort of flag capture from going down. Going big for Fariko Dragons, and we've seen him play exceptional throughout this tournament. He actually clutched it. They were going to be defeated by PMP, and he actually pulled up a 1 versus 2. I think it was at 3-3, but it certainly kept them in the game and allowed them to go ahead and win that. So brilliant play from Monksy once again, actually picking up for Fariko Dragons, not an official member of the team.
We had him on the sofa earlier on in a quick interview, seeing how he managed to roll with the rest of the team. And in all honesty, he was actually quite surprised about PMP and their tactics, as they did some unexpected things throughout. As Daredevil actually drops there with a 2 knives back-to-back being used, as Excellence is now on the flag, as Black will need to fall back and try to find himself a flag carrier. There he is!
Yep. Takes out Excellence.
For a second there, I thought he wasn't going to be able to pick him up. Is there going to be anybody around here? Does not appear to be the case. They have set up, though. They have set up by Fountain, and they are looking to pick up the flag again. But
yeah. Well, over 4 minutes have passed now, and it is only that single flag capture that took place within the first minute. Since then, there's just been a bit of a lull, and nothing much has been happening with regards to captures. Down goes Daredevil.
With 30 seconds on the clock, it can still go either way. As soon as we hit that 24 seconds, then it's really going to be a little bit more difficult. However, I would like to point out that the Dragons, the westernWolves right now, are on an easier side here on this map.
Oh,
so a lot of open areas, a lot of ACR control, which is a mistake that PMP made earlier on, where they went for full-on SMGs in a stopwatch situation. where they could have easily won, and actually didn't do anything with that. Well, we're going to be writing down as Daredevil decides to take Black down as the last possible moments, as Dragons will get themselves a single, while westernWolves will get themselves none.
Yeah, it's like you were saying when the Dragons were playing against PMP earlier on today. It went to stopwatch on this map, in fact, and they had about 58 seconds, I think it was, to capture the flag. But PMP slipped up a little bit. They decided to go aggressive when perhaps they should have been defending.
Every single person on Dragons was like, why did they do this?
Yeah.
Tier 1 was very confused about it. But on the other hand, so far, the Dragons have won C-Town twice now, getting 11 flag caps in total, losing once, getting 3 counter flags. So that right there, well, that already indicates the single time that they did lose, it was a very, very close call. Maybe 1, maybe 2 flags, something along those lines. On average, for every single time the enemy caps, they cap 3.5 times, if there was such a thing as half a flag, but that's the way with statistics. More foreign, or at least Monksy on that flag. And he's on the verge of running it home. This could be the Dragons extension we've been looking for.
Actually chosen to throw the Semtex, backtracking, stunned weak, and it's going to be Toby who makes the kill. Will he get the return?
Is it going to be enough? The Mac goes down, and Max shuts him down. My apologies, and that is going to be the return. But already the Dragons are showing very, very strong resolve in running these flags back to their base. And remember, they're a flag up. They have the upper hand.
Yep, Black takes out T1. Monks playing a little bit more defensively, although he has had to switch things up. He is a lot more familiar with the ACR, but he's playing SMG whilst he's spending his time in Fariko Dragons. And he does seem to keep using this MP7 silence, so that would be his SMG of choice.
In the meantime, production, this is not Apex versus the westernWolves. This is actually Dragons versus the westernWolves. So if you would like to actually change that up, that'd be amazing. So, as they're sitting on the sofa playing with their phones.
So, let's keep watching the game. 3 minutes 20 left on the clock, and only 1 flag has been captured. It was by Fariko Dragons, and it was within the first minute.
Let's take a quick look at the board as well. Mac actually bottom fragging. Doesn't matter. He was very critical in several situations so far. Let's see how Excellence can do here. Will be shut down by Daredevil. Look at this setup. They're full pretty much being pushed on towards the defensive. They have a single man on towards the right, but they need support. Who is it going to be? It is going to be Tier 1. Yes, it is Tier 1. He's all by himself. He's deep inside the enemy territory and is pretty much being a nuisance.
Yep, is causing a little bit of a stir, and it's been working well. Obviously, they are in the lead at the moment. This is just a best of 5. Neither of these teams have met so far, and this is the middle bracket semi-final, I believe.
It is.
So we're getting close to that big grand final match, of which Apex have secured their
spot.
spot.
We first have the lower bracket final.
Yep, we've still got that. Epsilon are still in, so don't rule them out just yet.
The loser of this will drop down towards the lower bracket final, if I'm not completely mistaken, which is going to be versus either... No, it's actually... We first have Winamax versus Epsilon.
They've got to play. Right.
They're playing right now. The winner of that is going to be playing versus the loser of this. Then the winner of that is going to advance to the middle bracket final, where they will they will play versus the winner of this, although at a big disadvantage, obviously.
Yep.
The winner of that will move on towards the top bracket. There you have it. If you drop down to a bracket here, it still means that you can win. And so far, the score has been tied all of a sudden.
Yep, it has been tied. It's 1-1 now, and it's going to be interesting to see how both teams play it. Monksy being extremely defensive as Daredevil and Toby pick up kills. Doesn't want to overextend himself, because if he goes down, then it is going to leave his flag exposed. But Torres, he's ready to take out Daredevil. Yeah,
and he's got himself 1 minute and 30 seconds to do so. Or at least the westernWolves lineup are looking a lot better this time around. Let's see if Tier 1 is still being that that nuisance that he's been so throughout this matchup. Nice crossfire on towards Market. Look at this map up. Again, moving towards the well. And pretty much, let's see, I saw one. I think he saw Daredevil. But he's going to go in there and trying to be as annoying as he possibly can. Possibly getting 1 or 2 kills, and then it's time for the rest of his team to move in, pick up the flag, and run it home. But it's going to be difficult. So far, we have seen Monksy running for 1 flag, which was in the first minute of this round. Here you go. Toby picks up on Excellence. Yep. westernWolves are making a move for it.
There's less than 1 minute on the clock. Scores are currently tied. We could be seeing a stopwatch very early on, and we've seen so many stopwatches in this tournament. It just seems time and time again we're having these extremely close matchup between the top European teams, and it is becoming very entertaining. Watching Excellence, though, now actually backtracking to his flag. It looks like he'll be happy to go for stopwatch. Well, T1 also backtracking, and Torres is near the well too. So unless Monksy's pushed up, Fariko...
Ooh, that's Torres.
Doing a lot of defense. Oh, and it's a team kill from T1.
They're gonna try to go for our stopwatch. Looking at these teams though, stopwatch, on one hand we got Black, Daredevil when it comes to stopwatch. They're stopwatch machines. And then again, Excellence in Tier 1.
Yep, they are the aggressors for Fariko. And Torres does play that defensive role, but he goes absolutely huge. We'll see him putting up big numbers when it comes to
absolutely.
kills.
And that's definitely going to be a real problem. A problem to choose from. Oh, Max pointing fingers. There we go. And they're all laughing. They seem to be back in their mood. Yep. I think the pressure from the Apex match has pretty much dropped off their shoulders. It's good to see that this is happening. Welcome back here to Reflex GT. It's time for, if you just tune in, it's Dragons versus the Western Wolves. My name is Aceback.
Link Rel.
And let's get ready to go on the way for Stopwatch. Rel, since you're so good at explaining this, explain to the people at home, what is Stopwatch?
Well, Stopwatch is when two teams draw on, capture the flag. The way to settle a difference is by going into overtime. It's essentially the team that is going to capture the flag the quickest. I'll use my example once again. If Western Wolves capture the flag within 1 minute, it means that Fariko Dragons have to capture it in less than a minute when we go onto the next side.
It's not rocket science, there, ladies and gentlemen.
You'll pick it up. If that wasn't clear, you will pick it up as we go along.
Exactly. We will, as good writers, as good movie makers we shall show you rather than tell you. Exactly. Let's go into this game.
I'm going to be watching Black from the word go. He's going to push up onto this house and get a good cross view onto White Wall. Will he be able to pick off anyone pushing? He has spotted someone. Now he's got focus on the gun as opposed to something like kick, which isn't going to help his accuracy. But the ACR, an extremely accurate gun in its own right and not particularly necessary. He should be able to make a kill if someone does vault over there. Well, Watsky is holding that ground. I want to switch things up. And,
we've been dropped.
This is not.
Give me a look on the inside of the hall, please. Looks like we have been booted from the game once again.
And it's only a matter of time.
Yep.
Before one of them goes.
All right. I'm saying Mac.
Okay, we're gonna put our bets down.
I'm saying Mac.
Well, I'm gonna go with Toby.
Toby?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Has
Toby.
he dropped so far yet?
I'm not sure. I think it's happened so many times that everyone will have gone through it.
I'm also wondering why Mac's not wearing his team shirt.
Interesting. Maybe he's just a little bit hot. Who knows? But
well, yes, it's hot in here, so I'll put on a different shirt. This is your logic is completely infallible, Rel.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the reaction, and
they've just won a round, I think.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't actually an end. We have no idea what the time is, though.
They just defeated. They just got defeated by a round, actually.
Yeah. So the flag in over.
We don't know the time.
Yeah.
That's just not going to help us very much.
But we know that it looks like Fariko Dragons got that. I'm assuming by that reaction. And we're trying to get some sort of communication to see what is going on. Just going to see if I can join this game again once again.
While we're waiting, yes, that's definitely a good idea. Apex Voldemort.
Okay, so
were you there for that joke? Hey, Daredevil, join the game.
Oh, there he is, Daredevil.
You muppet. You're such so difficult to find good help these days.
It's hard. It's hard. But it looks like actually they have been disconnected now. I think they did finish that round. Maybe they extended the game. I'm not sure.
There we are. It looks like we have some technical difficulties once again.
Yep.
It was bound to happen. So we actually finished one map, which was Apex game. So
it was all going so
we have some momentum going on here. So we're trying to get ready to go on the way with more play-by-play here from Reflex GT. We have had a 2-hour, little bout of technical difficulties. We're trying to resolve it as soon as we possibly can. We've got people rampaging around. They're like little worker bees trying to fix as many issues as they possibly can. So we're going to be with you very, very shortly on the continuation of this map, on the continuation of this stopwatch here on C-Town, CTF, for the Dragons versus Western Wolves.